Smile. Smile. We go live.
Well, respected ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Piano Cafe Virtual Connect. Connect with World Federation Tourist Guide Association, organized by Piano Island Tours and Travel in cooperation with World Federation of Tourist Guide Association. I am Faisal Razu, CEO. Today, our guest of honor and main speaker, Alushca Ritchie, President, World Federation Tourist Guide Association, a special guest, Marichar Donato and Erwin Tsunami, World Federation Tourist Guide Area Representative, and Marichar Donato, Global Ambassador, World Federation of Tourist Guide Association. We will I believe today is a historical and memorable day for our tourism and tourist guide industry in Bangladesh. Our goal is to take our Bangladeshi tourist guide profession to place of international standard. I am always trying to contribute to Bangladesh tourism with the activities of my organization. I realized that in order to promote tourism, we need to train our tourist guide. With that goal in mind, I have tried to develop relationship in the international arena through increased communication. Today, virtual connection has given me that opportunity. We are happy. I thank you for responding to invite of the Piano Island Tours and Travel of Bangladesh. On behalf of the innumerable tourist guide of Bangladesh, I welcome Alushca Ritchie, the Honorable President of the Bangladesh of World Federation of Tourist Guide Association. I welcome Marichar Donato, Global Ambassador, World Federation of Tourist Guide Association, Erwin Tsunami, Venezuela, Area Representative, World Federation Tourist Guide Association. I also welcoming Ms. Sweta Carano Bernardis, President, International Wedding Planner Association. I am grateful to you for giving me time in the mindset of 100 engagement. We would like to inform you that we have extended our hand of cooperation to the tourist guide in the remote areas of the country through our tourism organization, Parjatan Pojormo Foundation. You know, Bangladesh have lot of resources for tourism like UNESCO heritage site, mangrove Sundarban, longest sea beach Coxbazar, Coconut Island Saint Martin, Bandorban, Rangamati, Kuakata, and Naranganj Sonargaon Museum also. With your help, I would like to take up an opportunity to create a database for our tourist guides spread all over Bangladesh. We would like to arrange training through you to improve the quality of unskilled tourist guide with those who are skilled. I would like to bring the international standard status of skilled tourist guide. I would like to say that although we are not pioneers, the activities and of our organization focus on professionalism. I hope that in today's discussion we will get a specific direction from you for the tourist guide communities. As a CEO of Piano Island Tours and Travel, I would like to promise you that you will find me by your side any good venture. We urge our country tourist guide to join international arena. Today, our subject connects with WFTGA, World Federation Tourist Guide Association. Conversation on the current status of tourist guides and suggestion for a post COVID-19 era. I am welcoming you all. It's an great opportunity for us. At this moment, at first, I want to take permission from our president. We start the program. At first, Ms. Sweta Carano give her greetings from International Wedding Planner Association from Italy. Ms. Sweta.
Hello, everybody. I wish to thank Razu for inviting me at Piano Cafe. It's a very good project, and I hope we will all learn from these wonderful people today and in the next few days. I know that it's working very hard on this project. IWPA is International Wedding Planners Association, and we have now 13 chapters, and we welcome anybody related to wedding and tourism because we deal only with destination weddings. Therefore, we are happy to assist anyone who wants to get married abroad and give as much as possible the best service ever. Because who takes the idea of getting married abroad is because has a dream, a big dream. So we as professionals must give the dream. And what I was just learning about Alushca WFTGA, I was not aware that it was an international association of tourist guides. So I was just reading about all the hard work that you do. And unfortunately, you only have one association from Italy. Is it correct? Is the website updated?
But remember, we are a federation of associations, so it's lots of members within the individual associations as well in the different countries. So some countries have one association, some countries have multiple.
I see, because I know that in Italy, we have more association of tourist guides. But I see that you do trainings, and this is very important to us. Because in the future, I think we may take advantage of your website to find a certified tourist guide for our clients.
So our full members are associations with individual members. So if you contact the country, they will put you into contact with the individual members as well.
Yes, that's good. Okay, I already told you what we do as association, and our main goal is to make all the world available for destination weddings, but in a sustainable way. Not that we need to accept people who want to get married in our country, any country, and do whatever they want. So one of the things that we do, we try to explain our guests, our clients, that they have to act in a certain way related to the country where they are going to get married. And I think this has been the most hard step in our association because otherwise all planners are happy to get clients just for business without taking care that eventually these clients may destroy the land, or local people may feel these clients, the tourists, like invaders, not as a precious
Mm-hmm.
precious. How can I say a real income? Because when you do a destination wedding, you have all the city, all the country getting benefits. But if we feel these
Exactly.
people like invaders,
Ma'am,
we
thank you
won't work well.
for coming our studio, and we our president, International
I
Wedding
don't.
Planner Association president, she is very busy with lot of work. Thank you, ma'am, for coming with our studio, and I hope you watch the program. For today, we are welcoming Miss Marika Donato, Global Ambassador, World Federation of Tourist Guide Association. I want to request her, please give your opening and introduction remarks, please.
Thank you very much, and good day, everyone. Mary Cardonato from Washington, D.C., and Global Brand Ambassador for the World Federation of Tourist Guides Association. Very honored and happy to have been invited by a Piano Island Tours and Travel and meeting Faisal Razu in on over LinkedIn. So one of the what attracted me was the name of this program, which was Connection or Connect with WFTGA. And in today's technological world, we are indeed a community of connectors. We connect with everybody. And today we are joined by the World Federation team headed by our president, Federation of Tourist Guide Associations, and she leads a whole membership organization of over 250,000 guides over spread out with over 90 countries. She is also an active tourist guide, and today she will tell us everything we need to know about the Federation. And then we also have Mr. Tsunami Valenzuela from the Philippines, who is an area representative of the World Federation and takes care of South Africa and South Asia and Southeast Asia. And he will tell us about the state of the countries in that region as he, interacts with us during this conversation. So with that, we'd like to welcome Alushka, and we can open the conversation about the World Federation. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for your opening remarks. Now we welcoming President Miss Ritchie, and we welcoming, and she is our guest of honor and main speaker. Welcome, Miss Alushka. Please tell something, opening remarks for the meeting. Then we go to the question.
Thank you very much, and thank you for the invitation. I echo Marika's remarks, and thank you for hosting all of us from the World Federation family on this session. I'm sure we're going to get quite a number of views, and I look forward to the questions coming up. And I look forward to sharing a little bit more about who we are as the World Federation and a little bit of insight into the tourist guiding sector from a global perspective.
Thank you, ma'am. We have very specific question. We want to know more about Tourist World Federation of Tourist Guide Association. So our first question is, speaking formally for the first time in Bangladesh, our tourist guides want to know about the organization. Where is the World Federation of Tourist Guide Associations located and founded year?
We started the organization in 1985, so we have been in existence for quite some time. We are a federation of associations, which means that most of our members are associations in specific countries and regions. And then we also make provision for individual members as well as affiliate members. We are based as an organization in Vienna, but as the executive board and the different people involved in WFTGA, we are actually all over the world. So I'm in South Africa working remotely. My other executive board members are based in Iran, in USA, in Scotland, in Philippines, in Cyprus. We have our administrator. So we really do try to reflect the world within our organization and with who we represent. And it makes for some interesting meetings with the time zones. Someone always has to stay up late or wake up early for our meetings. And as the federation, we also try and work with the tourist guide sector to meet our aims and objectives as well.
Thank you, ma'am. Aims and objects of the World Federation of Tourist Guide Association. Little bit.
Yeah, obviously our biggest aim and objective is to promote the tourist guiding sector and the profession. We are professionals, and we do what we can to reinforce these professional ties. We work towards improving quality and the reputation of this profession globally, and also to advocate for the profession, to actually stress how important our role is in tourism.
Okay, what are the eligibility? Yes, ma'am, we hear you.
Could you repeat the question, Faisal?
Yes. What are the eligibility criteria for membership to become a member of the World Federation of Tourist Guide Association?
So to become a member, if you are an organized association with a constitution, we have an application form for full members. If you don't have an association, we do accept individual members, but we always encourage the local tourist guides to organize themselves into a local organization or a local association. And then you can apply to become a member, but you have to be constitutionalized as well.
Okay, you know, this of COVID-19 is closed all over the world, not even in our country. Besides, tourist guide have no work at this time. That we want to say that no work, no money. What step have you taken for their livelihood in this situation?
So we're not directly in a position to do anything direct, but we do encourage our association members to please encourage the individual tourist guide members to continue with their skills development during this time with capacity building. As an organization, we encourage tourist guides to use the opportunity to evolve and see how they can reinvent themselves and their offerings. I think it's important to know that you're not alone. There are tourist guides all over the globe in the same position. But it's also important that you need to keep contact with your local suppliers, your local museums and sites. You need to stay in contact with your tourism officers, your destination management, and the tourist guide profession needs to remain top of mind with these people. You are the ambassadors of your destination, and these people who are able to create the attraction to bring the tourists in, they need to remember that you are there and they need to use you at this time. So you can work with them, you can do the marketing, you can do promotion. we really encourage you to keep those communications open with all those service providers as well. From our side, we are working on a health and safety protocols document for tourist guides. This will assist you with your guiding practices in how to meet the local government health and safety requirements, but also how to adapt your tour to accommodate this. It's important that during these times, the tourist guides retain their skills, and you have to, whether offer free tours to family and friends, focus on the domestic market and do discounted tours, you need to keep your skills really up there and of a high standard. So continue doing what you are doing and keep contact with your suppliers as well.
Okay, ma'am, do you think it's necessary for the government to have a specific policy for tourist guides?
This is something that would ultimately be driven by the local tourist guide association. So firstly, government likes to speak to one voice. They don't want to speak to 100 different voices. So if tourist guides can organize themselves as one voice and have one representative speak to government and basically lobby for the profession, then yes, then you know the policy is important, but again, government will not speak to a fragmented community. So as tourist guides, you really need to work together.
Okay, what are the current members of the World Federation of Tourist Guide Associations, and from which country are you a country are you a member? Do you have a specific database?
So we have our membership database. We have over 90 countries on our membership list. We all, within that, we have, for example, Tsunami, who's an area representative for specific regions, and those area representatives communicate with our members in specific regions. As members of WFTGA Executive Board, as area representatives, as trainers, we are all members of an association, and we are all active tourist guides. So the biggest prerequisite to be involved with the World Federation is you must be an active tourist guide unless you're an affiliate member.
Okay, from your list, we got the name of Bangladesh. You know that?
Mm-hmm.
Bangladesh is an affiliate member.
Affiliate member, correct.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yes, thank you, ma'am. Bangladesh already wrote name on World Federation of Tourist Guide Association. We welcome you again. Our next question: if you have a training guide for a tourist for tourist guide, how can a tourist guide take that training from WFTGA? If you have
we have a training division.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
so firstly, it's important to note that some countries are legally legislated for the tourist guide profession and some are self-regulated. In the countries that are regulated, those countries have specific trainings as well for tourist guides. As the World Federation, we have a training division. Within that training division, we have International Training Center, which offers courses, hands-on training, and train the trainer. And then what we do is when we have a request for training, we send our trainers to respective countries and destinations to the client, who will then train the tourist guides. So it depends on the client's request. Sometimes it's in different languages. Sometimes it's for one course, for small groups. So it would completely depend. And the client is actually varies from being a government destination to a tour operator to a private tourist guides association setting up something. So the client differs, but we have a very competent training division who are able to assist with all the training inquiries from whichever destinations.
Ma'am, currently you organize online courses for tourist guide. You know, a lot of tourist guide now have no work in this time, so everyone now at home, then yeah, they can enjoy learn from that. Have you launch online courses for tourist guide?
So So we are busy converting some of our training to online, but you must remember for the tourist guiding sector, we speak to certain standards. And those standards mean that a percentage of the coursework and what we do has to be in person and a percentage has to be online. So we need to meet those standards. But what we have done is collaborated with existing online courses out there. For example, with the Food Travel Association, there's also an online virtual tourist guide course. We'll be offering a webinar soon for apps for tourist guides. So we are collaborating with existing people out there as well. While meeting, we're trying to still meet our standards for online courses. So you cannot, unfortunately, as a tourist guides, we're very hands-on and you cannot do everything online. But for those people who are not working at the moment, we encourage to do what you can, to learn what you can while you have the time.
Okay. Our next question: in today world where the tourism industry is suffering, we do not see the possibilities of losing our jobs and someone losing their jobs very soon. In addition to the fear of losing jobs, what kind of profession can you suggest for tourists in this current situation? Tourist guide for current situation.
I think Marika can also come in on this question, but remember, as tourist guides, we are storytellers. So a lot of our experienced tourist guides, they have so many stories to tell that they can document and write those stories and share that knowledge and information so we don't lose that. I think our biggest fear in the tourist guide sector is when we lose all these knowledgeable, experienced tourist guides. And that doesn't necessarily mean age. It just means how long you've been working as a tourist guide. We don't want to lose those people, but inevitably we might. So we ask them, please document your stories, document your storytelling, share it with the world. And there's also other ways. Marika, would you like to jump in here?
Sure, I'd love to. Thank you, Alushka. Um, in today's COVID-19, post COVID-19 world, we as tourist guides have to think alternate um, income because a lot of people are afraid to travel because they are afraid to get infected, they're afraid to get sick. There is a lot of fear. So for now, our tourism, at least in the US, has stopped. There is no incoming or outgoing visitors. And what we as tourist guides, we are very resourceful, very creative. We try to now go into virtual tourism. So we try to do tours of our own local tourism of our own city. And we try to go into the virtual world, whether into virtual reality or advanced reality, augmented reality. We try into the world, that world, and get some revenue because you can charge online. Now, that is a revenue resource for many of us right now. Now, we have to get trained or retrained into the technology. So that is a step that we need to go into the retraining of skills. And Alushka was talking a lot about the skill training. This is one area, technology, that we as tourist guides need to get very well trained in order to go into virtual tours.
Yeah, yes, ma'am. I want to say, if I get your cooperation, then I want to continue my live session. I want to share. I want to continue my life for tourist guide want to share their knowledge, their experience, their story. If you cooperate me, you suggest me different day. We are invite one guide from different country, and we listen their story. They tell about the destination. That's why this is the exchange, and we can interact more, and our relation will be much better if we focus this. I
Yes,
arrange this. If I get you direct here, you suggest me this is from this country, this tourist guide. You take him interview, and I invite him my studio, and hear his or her lesson, what he earned from his tourist guide life. Okay.
definitely. Absolutely.
And I want in cooperation with WFTGA.
Okay.
And now,
Let's explore.
ma'am, another question. If I want to become a member of World Federation of Tourist Guide Association, then how much I need to pay to take this membership, and which document is specifically required for, and what is
Okay.
the annual fee for member?
So it would depend on what type of member you are and which country you are from. We have a tiered structure which places different countries on different levels. It also depends on how many country members there are. So if you are in one country in tier 3, but you have 3 associations, your fee is divided in 3. So there's a little bit of a calculation that has to happen. So you can download our membership forms online. We have the different membership categories. We then go through a process of just auditing the application. We put it through the executive board, and if you are successful and meet the criteria, then you will become a member. Alternatively, we revert back to you, and we tell you what we need in order for you to become a member potentially, if you meet the criteria. So we can do all of that via email, and you just send through. It depends what kind of member you apply for. And remember, some of the benefits you have as a member. We have our international convention, which is a fantastic opportunity to meet tourist guides from all over the world. It's in different destinations. Every 2 years, it's a different country that hosts us. And then every year we have one day that we celebrate specifically for the tourist guides, and that's International Tourist Guides Day on the 21st of February. So we have a very special day dedicated to us, and we encourage all tourist guides to take part. Sure.
21st February is our Mother Language Day, and United Nations. And on that day, whole world celebrating this day, remembering this day as a yes, as a mother. This is organized for Mother Language Day, International Mother Language Day, also in 21st February.
And isn't that fantastic synergy for the tourist guides?
I want to come, Marichar. She cooperate me lot of. And our area president already she's maybe not in connection. So, ma'am, if you little bit tell about USA tourism situation or tourist guide situation, how they live now, what is their situation now?
In the USA, well, I can talk in general, okay, because I
Yes,
live in the capital city. So in general, it is bad. We have no jobs, no
yeah.
jobs, no work, no tourism. It has stopped since March 11, I think, and it has been dead. But the government has been giving us some subsidy. We have received what we call a stimulus check from the government of $1,200, and that has helped a lot. And also our city, each particular city, they have a pandemic unemployment assistance. So they give us every week. You have to apply online every week, tell them you have no job, and they help giving you a check. Not big, but it's something, even to buy food, because right now it's completely, there's no tourism at all. We are reopening our city slowly. We started on May 29, but if you have heard the news, we have a lot of riots going on right now. So it's not good. We have too many crises going on, and it's hurting us more. But we hope that we are still going to hope for something better, something good by September, by the fall, and to have more, maybe some small family groups to come. But we are focusing on local tourism more than international. Okay, because we will not have too many international visitors. We are looking at local within the country to come and visit us, and that's why we are going to wait for guidelines up to how do we do it. Do we require masks, or do we require sanitation for the hands? Do we require, how do we continue to work as a tourist guide with the pandemic, with the post COVID world? What about, what vehicle do we use? Do we just do walking tours? That's what we are, with our association, we're talking a lot about that. So it's slowly, but we will get it together by June. Hopefully we should have something already, a guideline in June.
Okay, ma'am, we are continue with you. Maybe Mr. Erwin Tsunami have some digital problem. Then we have a question for that, Miss President. You know, in our country, some guys professionally educated, some are not. Then are you interested to help them train in Bangladesh in future?
Are you asking our president, Faisal?
Alushca. Yes, I want to know that in Bangladesh, some are train guides, some are not. So in future, you have planned to come an organization, the institutionally train our local tourist guide in our country.
Okay, are you? Would you like me to answer, or our president? Would you like our president to answer that?
We want to know that in future you arrange
Yes.
train for our country
We,
tourist guide.
yeah, you need to we need to get a request. If you need, we have a training division within the federation, And we travel
Okay.
all over the world. We have many trainers that are qualified to train the guides around the world with different languages. So all you have to do first become a member, then request for training, and
Okay.
we connect you with the head of our training division, and she will work with you with what the arrangements are.
Okay, thank you. We are welcoming our area president, Mr. Erwin, Valenzuela, welcoming you. Sir, what are your responsibilities as area president, and which country are under your direct supervision? Sir, you hear me? Sir, you hear me? Mr. Tsunami, you hear me?
He cannot. I don't think he can hear you.
Mr. Connection lost or any problem from your side? Maybe Miss Maricha, you hear me, right?
Yes, I can. Very well.
Yes, yes. Miss President, you hear me also, right?
Check. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I hear you. I hear you now. Yes, you got the question, or I again, Mr. Tsunami.
Yes.
Mr. Tsunami.
What can?
You got the question, or I ask again?
What was the question?
What are your responsibility as a area president, and which countries are under your direct supervision?
Okay, it's a bit choppy, but I think I heard it right. By the way, my main duty is to connect with the countries under my area, and these countries includes the ASEAN, or the 10 nations plus one of the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, and then some countries from Indochina, including you, Bangladesh, and then
Thank you.
Maldives is also included. You have Bhutan, and my main duty is not only to connect but to establish rapport and invite them to the federation. So we are institutionalizing the tour guiding profession, and we are promoting to the world the beauty of our craft. Under my area, I have for today I have 22 countries, but I'm hoping that I could connect with all the other countries in Southeast Asia, in Northeast Asia, and in Indochina too. That's it.
That's it. Yeah. Okay. Then the next question is then in in Bangladesh, we are trying to taking membership from World Tourist Federation of Tourist Guide Association. We have a lot of limitation in here. So, what suggestion you can give us for taking the membership? Tsunami?
Come again, brother. Come again, please.
Yes.
A little bit choppy.
Okay, I want to say, in our country, we have some limitation. If we want to take World Federation of Tourist Guide Association membership, then what is your suggestion for? How can we become a member of WFTGA?
Oh, how can you be a member of WFTGA? First and foremost, you should apply for membership. But since you don't have any association yet, I
Yes.
encourage you to apply for individual. And then from there, I can aid you and mentor you to start up how to build your own organization. It's important to start right and to start it upright. But as you've said before, you don't have any formal training yet from membership. Am I right? So you can register with WFTGA, and for that
I cannot hear.
Mr.
and
Tsunami, we not hear you properly. Okay, we send you the next question. How are you now as a guide, and what kind of support has your government given you as a tourist guide in your country?
joining or enrolling with the World officials for
You hear me? We not hear you, Tsunami. Okay. Then we go to the next question. Do you have any plan your activities in Bangladesh? Do you have any plans for activities in Bangladesh? Do you have any plan to expand your work in Bangladesh?
I think let me come in here while we're struggling with Tsunami. At the moment, our relationship with you in Bangladesh is fairly new. For the 21st of February, when we celebrate International Tourist Guide Day, we encourage all the
Yes.
local tourist guides to come together, whether you are members or not. It's to celebrate our industry and to celebrate our profession. So we ask you to come together and start making plans for that, if you are allowed to within the post-COVID regulations in the country. And then as we go through 2020, we're all navigating new and different ways of doing things. So we encourage you to, as the tourist guides, to get together and look at forming an association. Now more than ever, you need your voice heard with your government, with your local authorities. And the only way you'll get taken seriously is if you have a voice who can do that for you. So look at forming an association. We will happily guide you and give you some material and advice into how to forming that association. So that would be our first recommendation for you as the tourist guides. And then from there, you can look at, for now, an individual member, and in future, your association can become a member. You can participate in our conventions, conferences. You can participate in International Tourist Guides Day. And then we have a few other ways that you can benefit from membership. But right now, you need to be a sector that's being seen to work together, to provide strength to one another, to work with your destinations, collaborate, communicate, all those wonderful words. You can make a lot of things happen when you work together. So that would be our most important takeaway to you, is you need to gain the trust of the tourists. And if you have a trustworthy association and a trustworthy collaboration of tourist guides, we can then eventually speak to someone, get training, do a proposal, possibly get our trainers out there, but you have to get the ball rolling with a unified voice in Bangladesh.
That's right.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. We are very near to our program. What we are not hearing, Mr. Tsunami, our area representative. Question to you that you think all government need to support tourist guide at this moment? Miss Alusha.
Sorry, Faisal, I didn't hear the whole question. Governments need to support. What was your whole question?
I
Sorry.
want to say, I want to say that now the time is not in favor of tourist guide. In this situation, you think support needed from government
I think it
for
would
tourist
depend on
guide?
the country, but many governments have come forward with financial support. There are also destination tourism bodies that are promoting domestic travel. So, as I say, the tourist guides need to approach them and see how they can get involved in domestic travel, which is the main focus for this year. And then stay professional and relevant as a tourist guide. You need to keep relevant. You need to keep your communication and contact going, so that next year, when international tourism starts working again, you are in the right place and in the right space.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. We are very close to our program. I request Maricha Donato, Global Brand Ambassador, please give closing remarks.
Yes.
We are very close the program.
Sure. Again, very, very grateful to Piano Island Tours and Travel, especially to you, Mr. Razu, who is extremely, you're so passionate about the profession. And I feel it so much with all the communication we have been doing, for the past week. So continue that passion, continue to connect. Connect is a good word. And we can add also connect, communicate, collaborate, and really, just continue this whole conversation about what we can do to better our profession, to make this a more better world. And I'd like to stress again, just four things that we are doing now in the coming months. Number one, focus on local tourism in your area. Just focus on small group travel because of the COVID world that we have entered into. Number two is technology, like you're doing now. All these platforms are excellent. It's an excellent way to raise our profession and to give us a voice in the industry, which we really need a stronger voice. Number three, the health and safety of our guests, as well as for the tourist guides. Very important, and we're waiting for guidelines from the World Federation to give us some where we can go, some suggestions as to how we can continue to become better healthy and safe in our environments. And lastly, retraining. You mentioned about training for your guides. Definitely training for who have not had training, and then retraining for other guides that have already been trained but need to retrain now with a strong focus on technology and again communication. So with that, on behalf of the World Federation, We have been honored to have been your guests for today. I know we had some challenges on the sound, but we were able to be resilient and move forward. And we hope that this broadcast will be shared to many, many of our members around the world. Thank you again. And thank you to Alushka and to Tsunami for joining all of you, all of us today in our global world.
Thank you, all of you. I want to give thank Alusha Ritchie, President, World Federation Tourist Guide Association. Thank you, ma'am. You give me this opportunity. You give me lot of time, and especially I give to thanks me. Donato, she is very cooperative for me. She guided me. She support me strongly. For that, today I organized this program. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Mr. Erwin Tsunami, Venezuela, our area president. Representative, I request one thing. I want to focus and attention our president WFTGA. Ma'am, I want your support in future. Our cooperation will be continue, and I want to strongly communicate and want your guide how to make and make organizational benefit for our tourist guide in Bangladesh. Also, I want your help. I want to focus South Africa. I want to take as a part of destination. I want your help as this part. Also, I want to continue my program with the help of your organization. I want that type of tourist guide who are extremely do and know something. We want to focus them. We want to share their experience, share their knowledge, share their story with you. Thank you all, ladies and gentlemen. Today, our most prestigious event in now for another program. Just wait, we'll be coming soon with our next program. Thank you all. Good night.
Thank you. Good night. Thank you. Bye
Thank
bye.
you. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. Thank you for having us. Bye.